Was it me or him who wanted redemption? I don't even remember at this point. It's just amazing to me that the whole thing stems from somebody interrupting me while I'm trying to do an interview. Hopefully nobody does that tonight. I'm high as a kite right now, and I don't do drugs, so it's strictly from the match and that audience and what we do here. So redemption? I don't know, but I sure did have a whole lot of fun.
After the match, Punk, you motioned like you were going for the belt. Is that your next goal or achievement?
Strap season, baby.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? All right, I don't know either.
You did it.
Punk, tell us about that promo with Eddie Kingston a few weeks ago in Rampage. I mean, we know all about you in the promos, the pipe bombs, but what Eddie Kingston did with you was great. Tell us about that.
Again, pro wrestling, man. I think when you get people who are, it's kind of ironic, right? Because we're characters, but we're not. We're real people. You know what I mean? What you see is what you get with me. What you see is what you get with Eddie. And I hate peeling the curtain back, so to speak, but I used to watch professional wrestling all the time, and two dudes can get into an argument, and then they can fight about it, and it doesn't really have to be deeper than that. And if you can get people to relate to that stuff, you can get people to relate to, oh man, I was at a job one time and maybe I didn't apply myself 100%, and there's that guy in the office that always called me out on it, screw that guy. And vice versa. Everybody can take a side when you put me and Eddie in the ring, and I don't care what side you take. It's just you're going to take a side. There's going to be some situation in your life, your past, your experiences that as you watch that on television, you're engaged, and that's that was the whole point. Jerry Lawler used to do it all the damn time. Nobody's done it since, so we're doing it. What's old is new.
Punk, the last time that we were here, we were all talking about, you coming into the company and all of that. So now, you've been here for a while, so I kind of want to get your thoughts on how the experience has been in terms of, have you been surprised or anything, any sort of unexpected stuff? How have you been enjoying it?
Man, I don't know if anything was a big surprise, except just maybe just how consistent we are, I have opinions just like the fans do. Not everybody's going to love me or what I do. I don't necessarily have to, like everything on the TV show, but that's the whole point, is we're not giving you one thing for 2 hours or 3 hours. We're giving you a variety of different things. And I think everybody who loves pro wrestling can find something that they love about the show. To me, that's the most. I don't even think it's really surprising. It's a breath of fresh air. It's different, and it's rad. And it's one of the reasons I was drawn to this place. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to be here. It's one of the reasons I'm here.
Paul, do you think the fan base from WWE followed you here and left that brand, or do you feel this is a different type of fan than you've ever performed in front of before?
I definitely think there's overlap, right? I don't know if everybody who is a WWE fan came over here specifically just to watch me, but what I recognize in front of an AEW audience is an audience that I used to wrestle in front of prior to me going to the WWF. They're wrestling fans, and I will never understand the criticism of appealing to your fan base. If this is our fan base, we give them what they want, everybody's happy. Now I understand building a business, and people talk about trying to get casual viewers. I don't think there's casual wrestling fans anymore. My opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody in TNT is going to get mad that I'm saying this, or I am of this opinion. But our fans are wrestling fans, and we give him wrestling. Man, what a novel concept.
Punk, I read a tweet earlier today that said if anyone can bring the IWA Mid-South out of CM Punk, it would be Eddie Kingston. And we saw a little bit of a different element than what we've seen from you in AEW. What does he bring out of you, and how did you channel that intensity?
Well, I hope it's not too much like I'm getting paid, right?
This is a lot more people here than I remember. I remember
I just wanna
10,000
make
people
sure-
at IWA Mid-South.
I just want to make sure I'm
He
not
gets-
going to wind up being owed any money.
He's
or anything
compensated.
like that. No, man, Eddie's just real and he's raw. Like he's a throwback. He's legit. He's a throwback. He's a guy that you can take and you can put him in the ring in the 70s in various territories. And like I said earlier, he's what you see is what you get. This is Eddie Kingston. Dude's not an astronaut. The dude doesn't bring a condor to the ring and try to pretend like he's, like a Birdman. Or, you know what I mean? Like it's just real people put in real situations, and we build from there.
This is the first time we've seen the crowd turn on you a little bit during a match. There was the tease of a five-knuckle shuffle spot, then there's you running your knee into his head repeatedly. Like you had to know that was coming, considering the opponent you're facing, because he's a beloved fellow as well.
I have one boss when I'm in the ring, right? And I often like to say I have no boss when I'm in the ring, but the truth is the people. And I listen to them, and sometimes I go with the flow and I let them take me places, and sometimes, regardless of a 7-year gap, I've been doing this for a minute. I know what I'm doing, and to me it's fun just to fuck with people, and that's the whole juice for me, right? It's getting reactions, getting different reactions, and kind of getting to play with that. And 16 years ago today we lost Eddie Guerrero, and I just thought, man, I'm wrestling a dude tonight named Eddie. Like, how great is this going to be when I get them chanting for Eddie? And in my head, I'm just going to be thinking about Eddie Guerrero, so I get to play with emotions and stuff like that because I feel them too, and when they're chanting for Eddie, I'll go ahead and give them 3 amigos, you know what I mean? Is this not what you want? Are you not entertained? It's just, I never really expect to get booed or get cheered. I have a pretty good idea, and I think what I'm really, really excellent at is reading the room. Again, pulling back the curtain. It's one of the reasons why after, a Friday ago when me and Eddie did the promo in the ring, I didn't want people to see me or him until tonight, because I figured Hay was in the barn, we'd set the stage. I didn't want to go and influence them either way any more than we already did, and let's just let the chips lie where they are, and Saturday we'll go out there and we'll see what's what. And that's what I did. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. They like being taken for a ride.
Oh, did you speak with Eddie Guerrero before?
I mean,
Thanks, Tom. You've wrestled with such a variety of opponents since you've got here, and with Eddie, this was like your first kind of real feud with anger in it. So I'm wondering, how far ahead have you looked at who you want to go with next, and kind of dream matches? And Tony, your input as well, how much you plan for someone like Punk?
I look pretty far ahead, but that's just me being greedy. Like, I want to wrestle you and you and you and you and you, and I know we're going to get to it all eventually. Sometimes I want to step my foot on the gas and go full bore, but it's pretty calculated. I wrestled Darby. Everybody had a different style, So yeah, I'm coming back and I'm proving that still that dude. I can still do it all. And today, it wasn't a wrestling match. It was a fight. But things change. You know what I mean? Shout out to John Moxley. He's getting better right now. So when we lose a big piece of the company like that, we got to course correct and do different things. And I think that's where I thrive, because I'm challenged with last minute stuff and kind of, working on the fly. But everything going forward, I think I think everybody's just going to be stoked that stuff we have planned, and even if plans change, I think we are beyond capable of, instead of just putting a Band-Aid on something, like making y'all think that this was the plan all along.
Last question, please.
When you came in back to wrestling, you said that the only training you've done is cardio. Now that you've been in for a while, have you trained differently, and have you realized different aspects you need to work on?
No, because what am I going to do? Get in the ring and just take a bunch of bumps? Like, I probably only have so many left, So I think the biggest adjustment is it's a different ring. That's not a ring that I've ever been in before. It's bigger. It's made different. It's a custom ring. So that's really the only adjustment is getting used to that thing. But I haven't changed the way I train or eat or anything.
Just one thing to note, because I thought it was such a historic match, and he made the point that Tony Schiavone had a great line on commentary tonight that so far CM Punk has out-wrestled every opponent he's had, but tonight he was going to have to out-fight Eddie Kingston to win the match, and he out-fought him, and it was a great fight, and it was very different than anything else we've seen, and a lot different than these other matches, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody have one more that's really good, or do I have to?
Yeah, no, not at all. Please, if there's a really good one.
I got to follow up. Ring of Honor has meant so much to you in your career. Obviously, Ring of Honor is in a weird spot right now. Jay Lethal jumped the company. What are your thoughts on what's going on with ROH right now? And is there any ROH talent besides Lethal you'd like to see in the company?
I mean, I think it sucks if the place is going to go out of business because people are going to lose their jobs, and I would like to see Brody King here, maybe. But man, there's so much talent there. So there's so much talent here. I'm sure you're going to see. I didn't even know Lethal was here until that happened. So I'm sure you're going to see different people. It's an exciting time.
Maybe we got one more good one, or is that it?
Yeah, I said a good one.
That was really good.
Well, it was a question.
It was a question.
With the Eddie spot, is that something you were talking about with Vicky either before or after?
I didn't say anything to Vicky. I just gave her a big, I just gave her a big long hug. Didn't have to say anything. I figured people were probably talking to her about it all day. I didn't have to say anything. She didn't have to say anything. Just a big old long hug. All right, thanks guys.